Hello, grade 4. How are you? Today we're gonna speak about lesson 1 in chapter 8. This speaks about the Great Lakes states. You know, guys, that we spoke before about the Midwest region in America, and I told you it's located in the middle of America. It's also divided into two parts, the Great Lakes states on the east part and the Great Plains state on the west part. Okay. So today we're going to speak about the east part where we could find the Great Lakes states. Okay, guys, let's start by the first section today of our lesson. Here is we're gonna speak about what are the Great Lakes states. We have six states are divided into North Great Lakes states and South Great Lakes states. The northern states are famous for having thick forest, but the southern states are famous for having fertile land. Okay, and here is the map. Here is the map. Okay, as you can see, one, two, three, four, five, six. These are the states of the Great Lakes. Look, this is Lake Superior and other lakes of the Midwest, and here is are the states or the Great Lakes states, and here is Canada and the north. Okay, so if we check the northern states are Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. Okay, the southern states are Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Each state, guys, is famous for something. For example, here, this is cars and trucks. This is chemicals. This is food products, heavy machinery, metals, paper, and paper products. So if you check Minnesota, for example, Minnesota is famous for paper products, okay, and food products in the same time. Wisconsin also paper products, food products, and here is heavy machinery. If we speak about Indiana, for example, Indiana is famous for car products or cars and trucks, chemicals products. That's it. Okay. So each state is famous for producing something. Okay. Let's now speak about the living or Chicago. Chicago, guys, is located in Illinois. So if we check now the location of Illinois, here is Illinois. Look, this is Illinois. This is one of the southern states. And here is Chicago is a famous city in Illinois. Okay. Chicago also, if you check the location of Chicago, it's located over Lake Michigan. Okay. So Chicago in Illinois has more people than any other city in the Great Lakes state. And Chicago's location over or along Lake Michigan makes Chicago a very important city. Why? Because this lake helping Chicago to be or to lead farming and also to be a transportation hub. Hub here means center. Okay, so Chicago is a transportation hub and a leading manufacturing and business center in that time. Why? Because it's located along Lake Michigan. Okay, Lake Michigan helped Chicago in farming, helped Chicago in to be a transportation center and to be a business center in that time. So again, guys, Chicago is transportation center, a manufacturing center, business center, and more people moving from the south to the Great Lakes states while searching for good jobs in its factories. Okay. Also, Chicago is famous for the elevated train. And elevated train, it's something like a railway, but it runs above the ground, not underground. No, it runs above the ground. So an elevated train is a railway that runs above the ground on raised tracks. Okay, what about the rural life in Great Lakes states? As you can see, we have here the Great Lakes, and the Great Lakes is a major part in farming in all these states. So, although most people live here in Chicago in urban communities, they have factories and they produce the many products and goods, but in the same time, the region has more than 400,000 farms. Okay, and these farms have become more productive. But you know, guys, that fewer people work as farmers on these farms. Today, more people, especially in our modern life, more people work in factories and in manufacturing field. Also in healthcare field, in tourism field, in the service industries field than the field of agriculture and farming. Okay, why people يعني, like to work in factories, in healthcare field, in tourism, in service industries more than farming, because the wages here means payments, means the money of the work, the salary you talk, okay? So the cost, the wages you take from those jobs is more than paying a farmer. Okay. Also, guys, the rural life in general, if we speak about the rural life in general, of course, the rural life costs you less than the urban life. So a rural home can cost less than half as much as a similar home in an urban area. So living on farm has advantage and disadvantage at the same time. The advantage, guys, that it costs you less. The food, the home, everything costs you less. But in the same time, it has disadvantage that the wages or the salary you got out of farming, no, it's less than the wages you can got out of working in any factory. Okay, after that, here is things to do. Things to do in this title, we're going to speak about the activities you can practice in the Great Lakes states. So you can practice many activities like camping, like fishing, boating, swimming, ice fishing, snowballing, okay, skiing. So you can practice many activities in the Great Lakes states. And Great Lakes states also has many famous places to visit, like the museums, the theaters, the concerts, okay? And it has the most famous museums ever. This is Detroit Museum of the African American History, and it also has the Museum of Science and Industry if you're interested in these kinds of museums, which is the scientific museum, okay? After that, here is, guys, we speak about living cities. Living cities, you know that most of people live in the urban communities of the Great Lakes states, but you know, as more people moving to these states, searching for factory jobs and more offers in the states, people nowadays want to move to the suburban communities where they can find less population, less pollution, and they can go to their work every day by car. Okay, so for many years the people viewed cities as as places where they could earn higher wages and live better life. But people nowadays are moving to find new cities, especially the suburban communities. And you know, because we have improvements in transportation, this has allowed people to live in the suburbs, so they can live in the suburban community and go to their work every day by car. Okay, so they travel to the cities to work and shop. And improvements in technology allow people to work sometimes at home, so you can make online work, for example. And as more people moved out of the cities, many business also moved. So when you move to live in the suburban communities, of course, some of these suburbs will include some new business and become industrial centers, for example. Okay, and over time they change it to be urban communities, and after that people start to search for suburban communities again. It's something like a cycle. Okay, so people leave the urban communities to find suburban communities with less population, with less pollution, and after that, with these suburban communities were full of people, so people start to search for another quiet suburban community. About the last section, here is our lesson facing challenges. I don't need it. You just read it, guys, just for reading. So I don't need this part. You just read it. It's just for reading. Okay? This is our lesson today, guys. Listen to the video again. And if you need anything, contact me anytime. Thank you and goodbye.